Hey everyone, it's Russ Smith from Budokan Martial Arts. A few days ago, I posted something online that sparked a little discussion. It was a gentleman, Sensei, would you mind joining me? Sensei Davila is here from the Kokan Den. Appreciate you being here, Sensei. There was a video online of a gentleman doing a kung fu movement. He was from a Xingyi player, and he was going against an opponent who was punching his center, and he was dropping like this and hitting out. And so we would call that like a level 1 style of training. So we like to make little mnemonics and frameworks for how we teach and how we train to make sure we're filling in all the gaps. And so if he punches my center and I block that down and strike the face, the idea with this is on a good day with the best timing, before he can get off that second shot, we take our shot and hopefully we win that encounter, or at least win that small exchange in timing, right? But the reality is I've done something, I've reacted in a way that's actually not really optimal. Like optimal would be he punches and I step aside, I poke him in the eye, or he punches and I lean back and I just kick him in the groin. It's all in one timing. It all finishes really well. It's in one exact timing. We call that in the during. We'd like to use English language for a lot of things in the beginning. But this response, 1, 2, see Sensei's hand started to come out. Instinctively, he knows he wants to hit me, right? So we deal with that what if. We incorporate the idea of what if, because it used to be that students would frustrate us a little bit, always asking what if. So instead of being frustrated by that, as we've learned more about better teaching methodologies, we've essentially just grabbed that idea of what if and turned it into something very positive for the teaching and training experience. So Murphy's Law says, shit's gonna get ugly fast. I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna do this. My hands, I'm wrong hand. I'm not only wrong hand because my right hand's inside his right hand, but I'm also 2-on-1. So that's a double negative on my side. I basically self-flanked, getting ready to get hit over here, and I've got 2 hands engaged. So it's all just bad, right? So, but on a good day, we might win like that. Since Murphy's Law exists, level 2 is we go to do this and he blocks. So what do we do then? Well, we soy cue him, or we intin so, depending on the art you were talking about. So he gives me the first one, I go for the second, he does something about that, and I work my way through that obstruction. So now I was not successful. I have an obstruction. I either flow around it, I either avoid it, I move it, or I flow around it that way. So level 2 is we tried to counter, we tried to create our own sense of control, and it failed. Level 3 is he throws the second punch, and now I have to change my movement to defense. This was going to be attack. If it won, that's great. In level 2, it failed, and we need to keep trying. In level 3, whatever our attack was needs to be repurposed for defense, and we then try to finish that way. So we're basically starting over again. We're defending, attacking, and defending again. So that's what we call level 3. So anyhow, in that scenario, that's how we would practice it. The first one, we try to rely on speed and optimal timing. Second one, we rely on flow, moving around abstractions, and finishing with continuous attacks. Level 3, we work on our defense of whatever's happening next. So we make sure we can repurpose every attack into some defensive mode. Anyhow, that's the idea of how we deal with that kind of training. So we're trying to look at other people's training. We only get little snips of it. Try to look at it in a positive way and think about how that would fit into our teaching and application and skill development structure. Anyhow, thank you, Sensei. Appreciate your help. Be well, guys. Let me know what you think.